Josh, good afternoon. Thanks for talking to us.
Right.
First of all, it must be a very sort of strange time to be a professional footballer with, well, just with the obvious, really, with all the games being called off. And how are you yourself doing?
Yeah, of course it is. I've had it recently over the Christmas period, and obviously I didn't enjoy being off and missing the Boxing Day game and being with the lads and stuff. But you just got to try and stay professional and keep everyone safe and prevent it from spreading around the squad, because obviously you want to carry on playing your game so you don't have a massive build up. But I think we've done it fairly well considering here. We just got to stay positive, stay professional, and keep on doing our training and be vigilant at home and stuff like that for not going out and being at risk to catching it.
Can you give us an insight, Josh, into just how your procedure has changed as a professional footballer, given COVID, compared to how it used to be?
Um, I wouldn't say. I think for me, it's kind of an easy. I've adapted to it well, and I think the squad have. There's not much difference. So obviously you have to wear face masks and all your snoods and stuff around the building and stuff like that. But in terms of training and stuff like that, training's the same. It's just more about when you go away from the club, making sure you're doing things right so you're not at risk of catching it and bringing it into the club. And so obviously that's where the main problem is, where it spreads, and then obviously you can have a whole team out and you're missing 5 games or whatever. So I think that's the main thing.
And you missed the Barrow game, didn't you? So how are you now? Have you sensed any sort of after effects of COVID when you're training?
I haven't personally. Obviously, the first session back is always going to be a bit tough. I did like 2 runs over the weekend on my return. They felt okay, and then Monday training was a tough session anyway, so it was heavy on the legs. Obviously, first session back with ball and stuff like that. But I feel all right now. I'm ready to go and feel sharp. So
Do you hope maybe that the mini break might benefit you in a funny sort of way, perhaps give you a bit of freshness?
yeah, obviously you got to take some positives from it, but like a little rest, get to just let the body recover. Because I didn't come down with many symptoms, just had a little bit of a sore throat. So just sort of got to take from it, let the body recover, let it like heal up and whatever, and then get ready to go again for the second part of the season.
And in terms of the season, things are looking good at the moment. What would you say has changed? What's ignited the good run of form?
Um, I don't. I think it was always there in the horizon. It was just a few things we needed to tweak, but we've just showed that we're really hard to beat. We still. I stand with the whole team. We still think we should score a lot more goals, but we're one of them teams where we're really hard to beat. We don't give up easily. We'll carry on going until 95, 96 minutes. So we always think we've got a chance of getting something or winning the game. So I think that's why this team's been in good stead so far. Obviously, we just hope to continue it, and hopefully we get confidence from that and we just carry on going.
And as for yourself, I was looking before this interview that you've actually only Peter Clark has played more minutes than you this season, and that's what you came to Tranmere for, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was annoyed that I didn't get to play the Barrow game. I think that was the biggest thing from that COVID situation. It weren't about getting COVID, it was about missing the football. But yeah, that's what I'm here to do. So that's what I wanted to do. Tried to prove that every day in training and in the games, to keep my spot. Just go and try and improve every game I play, help us get the win, help us get clean sheets and stuff like that, yeah.
How much more does that benefit you? Because you've been in teams where perhaps you've only got action here and there, but now you're playing more or less every single game. How much does that benefit you?
I think it does massively. There's nothing better than getting a good amount of games on the bounce, because you build your confidence, you build your match fitness. Because match fitness and just being fit is totally different. You build like a good chemistry with a team. You want to work for each other more. You want to win games. I want to assist people. You want to make tackles. You want to keep clean sheets, etc. So I think playing games regularly is really helped me focus on the goals I want to achieve and being confident as well going into games.
And I know you didn't play with him too much, or if at all, actually. But Scott Davis is retiring. So how did the squad receive that news?
Yeah, obviously it was hard for everyone. I didn't get to play with him because when I came in, he was injured. Obviously, he was around the building. He was a great guy. Helped everyone, all the new lads that came in from the start of the season. So he came in and told us that he's retiring and stuff. So it was obviously hard to take, but we've got to take a good lesson from him. Like, he's been a very good professional. We all want to end on kind of not that note, but like if we could have a career as good as his, then obviously you've had a good career. He's got nothing to be ashamed of. Obviously, you can't help him having to retire because of his Achilles, but he knows that, and I think all the lads know that, and we're very sorry for him. But we all know he's had a great career, and we're really happy for him that he's made that choice for his health.
And maybe nice if you can go and now get promotion for him.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'll make his world. I think, and it'll make all the lads' world. I think that's the aim. We've always said that since the start of the season. I think now it's people are starting to see glimpses of it a little bit more. But we just need to be grounded. We need to carry on getting these tough wins away and stuff like that, and be professional to be able to stay up there and be in contention for it, really.
Josh, thanks for your time.
No worries.
Josh, one of the things I've enjoyed about your performances at Tranmere this year has been your sort of athleticism, your fitness. You're able to get up and down the pitch and run with the ball with your feet, which will always excite a Tranmere crowd. And yet the team has got such a great defensive record. So there's obviously there can be no shirking of responsibilities in that sense, can there? So has this team just got the balance right in allowing you to have that license to get forward while still keeping it tight at the back?
Yeah, obviously, I kind of think that's my game. I like to do that, but at the same time, you've got to pick and choose your times to go and when to stay in your four and be ready to defend. But yeah, the team, we all know each other's roles. When one fullback goes, the other fullback's coming around to cover. So you've got that license to go and commit, go and overlap, go and run with the ball. And there's always security for you. And then you're recovering and we're trying to delay till you get back in. So I think, yeah, everyone's on the same wavelength. And that's why it's easy for us to do that in games.
Is that maybe something that you've got better at over the course of the season? Because I seem to remember at the start of your season, you're bombing forward quite a lot. And maybe then a little bit less as games have gone by. But of course, at the same time, Tranmere are losing less games. Yeah,
I think it was from the start of the season to now, we've tweaked the way we play a little bit. So there ain't as many opportunities to do that, but you've got to be smart about when you do it. So I think that's what I've spoke to the gaffer about, and he's start picking and choosing when you can go and when the right decision is, because it's all about decision making. There's no point going if it's the wrong decision, because then you're just out of position. So I think even like on the other side, Cal, he's kind of learned as well as I have that you've got to go at the right time, and if you know you can get there, you can go. If you don't, if you're unsure, then you're better off to stay and just back up and then wait for the player to develop.
Is it easier now to take on the manager's instructions once, now that this team's played together for, a considerable run of games now? Obviously, so many new players in the year. At the start, it can be, sometimes it can be difficult for a manager to get their instructions over from the get-go, and or for it to stick with a player now. Is that something that's developed as time's gone by?
Yeah, I think so. I think even when I first came in, I said it's a close group. It felt like we've been together for a while, even from when we first started pre-season. But I think obviously now we've had a few months together, that's just got even closer. Everyone knows the strengths and weaknesses of each person, and we play on that in the games. And we know, like, for instance, I want to go forward and run on overlap and stuff like that. So we know we've got covers and stuff like that. And yeah, so I think over time we've just gelled even more as a group. And it's been easier for the team and the gaffer to give us instruction. Everyone's like, yeah, okay, we know what to do.
You mentioned just before you tested positive for COVID on Christmas Day. Obviously not a Christmas gift you would have wanted. Not touch wood, I've not actually had COVID yet, but can I ask you, did you feel any? Has it had any adverse effects on you specifically?
No, it hasn't. Even when I tested positive, I had the slightest bit of a sore throat. Nothing out of the ordinary. I've like trained and played with that kind of thing before, but obviously it came back positive, and then throughout that it just started to go away through the days, and then coming back to playing, I felt fine. I've not felt like anything in my chest or anything like that. And I've had asthma previously as well when I was younger. I think I've kind of just grew out of it, but no, I've had no side effects or anything like that.
We know that there is a mix of players in the EFL. Some are vaccinated, some aren't. What is the general consensus within the team, or is it just a split in opinion? Because I know, whereas like someone who's maybe sat behind a desk most of the time, I think, I'll just get vaccinated, but it could be different for a top athlete, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think it's mixed opinions. I think in this team, we've had like little discussions about it in the changing room. I think it's all down to your own opinion and what you think. And like I've been jabbed, and I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I just got jabs just because like the like complications of going on a holiday in the summer and stuff like that. I just wanted to cover all bases, so I know like I don't have to mess around with any tests and stuff like that. But some lads are fully against it. Think it's like bad for you, and think that's what obviously all these recent heart problems in football and with athletes and stuff like that have been arising because of that. And obviously I don't know, I haven't done the research or seen any evidence to confirm that, so I'm not really too sure, but we do have them debates quite often.
So it's Scunthorpe on Saturday. Keith Hill back at Prenton Park for the first time. Obviously, you'll know he was here last year and left just before playoffs. I mean, he's got a big job on his hands with Scunthorpe, but you know, I'm sure he'll have a point to prove, won't he, on his return?
Yeah, from what I've heard from some of the lads, they said he done okay when he was here, and obviously he'll want to beat us because a lot of the lads were here when he was here. But same with our side. I think a lot of the lads will want to stuff them tomorrow and kind of throw it in his face. But yeah, it should be a good game. I think we've done our prep today. We're going to do a prep tomorrow. So yeah, all the lads are ready to go.